Hello and welcome to Bottoms Down, chair yoga for everyone. I'm Carol and I'm so glad you've joined us today. We're coming to you from our YouTube channel, and if you haven't already, if you'd click subscribe, we would really appreciate it. And while you're there, leave me a comment, ask me a question. I'd love to hear from you. All right, we are going to stay seated in our chair the entire time today, and the only thing you need is your chair. We are going to focus on some poses to help with our digestive and aid in our digestion. Okay, so we'll be working through some of those poses today, and they help with digestion and relaxation, and helps with those bodily functions. Okay, all right, well, let's get started. We are going to come up forward in our chair so we're not leaning back. We're going to go ahead and take just a few moments to ground ourselves to the earth. So think about your feet and how you have those 4 pressure points, one behind the big toe, one behind the little toe, the 2 points of the heel, and have all 4 of those points firmly grounded to the earth on both feet. Next, we're going to think about grounding our sits bones. So we have pointy bones that we sit on. They hold our weight. Think about having both of those sits bones equally weighted on the chair. We're going to pull our belly button to our spine, lift our heart, pull our shoulders down, place our hands lightly on our thighs, palms facing up. Close your eyes and just breathe. Feeling your natural inhalation and exhalation. Now let's begin to elongate that breath. Inhale a little more deeply. Exhale a little more completely. Next, we'll move into our yoga breath. We want to engage our diaphragm. So we inhale, extending the belly, filling the lungs from the bottom up. And we exhale, we pull the belly button to the spine and push the air up and out of the lungs. So do that a few times at your own pace. And breathe normally. We're going to continue with that diaphragmatic breath. We'll add a little rhythm to it. We're going to inhale to 4 counts and exhale to 5 counts, something like this. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and breathe normally. Let's do that one more time. This time count to yourself, inhale to 4, and then I want you to exhale to just as many counts as you can before you inhale again. Go ahead at your own pace. And breathe normally. Bring your hands to your heart. Set your intention for today's practice, focusing on what you want to accomplish. One more breath. Bring your hands back down to your thighs and open your eyes. Drop your right ear to your right shoulder and just feel the stretch in the neck. Drop your chin towards your chest. Left ear to left shoulder. Chin to chest. Right ear to right shoulder. Reach up with your right hand, and you're just simply going to place your hand on your head. Don't pull, don't tug. Just let the weight of that hand give you a little deeper stretch in that neck. And release it. Bring that head up. Oh boy, man, that feels good to me. Okay, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're just going to let that ear fall down towards the shoulder first. Now all I'm doing is I'm taking the same hand, right? So my ear is towards my left shoulder, and I'm taking my left hand and I'm just setting it gently on my head. I'm not pulling, I'm not tugging. It's just a little weight from the hand that's increasing that stretch. Okay, take the hand off and bring that head up. Oh, how does that feel? Roll those shoulders, right? Man, let's reverse it. All right, now I just want you to look over your right shoulder gently. Okay, let's go ahead and look center, and then we're going to look over that left shoulder. Nice and gentle. All right, now we're going to do the same thing. This time, just see if you can look a little further over the shoulder, but just gentle, right? Gentle, gentle, gentle. Go ahead and look center, and let's do the other side. And center. Roll those shoulders again. Up, back, and down. And then reverse it. Very, very good. Okay. We're going to jump right into it. So, I want to show you a couple of ways that this first pose, that you can do this first pose. So the first way I will demonstrate it is I'm going to sit all the way back in my chair. Okay. So I'm sitting all the way back and I'm leaning back. So I have a little bit of support for my back, but that doesn't give you the excuse that you don't get to pull in that belly button to spine. I still want you to engage the belly, okay? Still want all of this to be super engaged, and I want the crown of the head long. We're going to take our right knee and we're going to bring it in, okay? And we're squeezing. So here's the thing. If this bugs your knee, I have to adjust just a little bit. There we go. If this bugs your knee, pulling on that shin like this, so your alternative is to put your hand behind your thigh and pull. And so then that's going to take the pressure off of the knee. Because what we're wanting to have happen is we're wanting your thigh to be up against your belly. Does that make sense? All right. Just one more breath. And then we're going to release that, and we're going to do the other side, okay? So we're going to bring this knee in. Remember, if pulling on the shin bugs your knee, just grab behind the thigh and pull. You're going to get the same result. I can just get a little deeper stretch using my hands on my shin. That's the only difference. Okay? Squeeze it and release. All right. So you kind of got the feeling of it, right? So as you pull that knee in, now you've got a little bit of, you can lean back and use that back of the chair to help you. But if you're with me and you want to give it a try, come forward in your chair. We're not going to be up against the back of the chair, and we're going to have to rely on our core, right? So we don't have the back of the chair to give us that support. We're going to have to rely on all of these muscles to help us. Keep the crown of the head long. And what's super important in this pose is that we don't start doing this, right? So we don't want to round the shoulders. We want to keep the back nice and long. All right, are we ready? I'm going to do the exact same thing. But this time I'm sitting up in my chair. My spine is long. I'm going to grab that knee and I'm going to bring it in. You feel the difference? Either is fine, honestly. If this one right here, if you can't do this without, leaning back or rounding or whatever, I would rather you have your back against the back of the chair to maximize the effects of this pose, right? So we're squeezing the knee into right around the belly, isn't it? You feel that? Yeah, that's what he wants you to feel. All right, let's put that leg down and we're going to do the other side again. Okay, are we ready? We're pulling it in. Now I know we're holding it, taking a little bit of time here. We're squeezing in. So you should be feeling a pretty good stretch through the hip, but we're also getting that, I'll call it a massage of the internal organs. That's kind of a terminology we use in yoga. All right, and release it. Okay, so how does that feel? Checking in. Can we do that just like that one more time before we add on? Okay. All right, so we're going to do the exact same thing, other leg. Now, I know we're holding it for a bit, aren't we? So don't forget, as we're holding it, you want to extend that spine long. So don't begin to do this, because the minute you do this, what happens? I've totally removed the connection between my leg and my belly, right? The center of my body. But if I lengthen through that spine and pull it in, now I feel it. I feel that thigh pressing up against the center of my body. All right, and let's do the other side. Oh yeah. This is one of those poses that, for the most part, whether we're seated or lying, doesn't make a difference. This one is one when you're lying down, you can get a little deeper into this pose, but it's fine. We're going to do just fine here, seated. All right, take just a break. So now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring that leg, and so instead of bringing it straight up, we're going to bring it across our body. So we're getting a little stretch. So the side that you'll be feeling the stretch in is the knee that's bent, okay? Think about having this opposite leg grounded. Remember how we grounded our feet at the beginning of our class? So think about having this foot grounded, because we don't want to lose that connection. We want to keep this hip down. We want to keep this hip down too. All right, are we ready? Here we go. We're going to bring this knee in. Now we're bringing it across our body. You see the difference? It's subtle, but you feel it. I feel it. So now it's just the tiny, oops, see, I just noticed this knee was coming in. We don't want that, right? We want this leg coming across. And I'm feeling it a little bit in that hip there, sideways. It's just a different way of getting into this pose. One more breath and release. Ooh, let's do the other side. Are we ready? Okay, remember, this leg is grounded, the sits bones are down, lifting up, ready, pull that knee in. Now, with this hand, I'm going to kind of grab that knee and bring it across my body. But I'm still using this hand because I still want it pulled in, right? So even though it's coming across, I still want it in. So you're just getting that squeeze happening in a little different place. And you're getting a little extra stretch over here at the same time. And release it. Whew. Can we do that one more time? One more time. And then we're going to move on, okay? Here we go. Get this leg grounded. Get those sits bones down. Bring that knee in. With this hand, you're going to kind of, see how I'm doing? I'm kind of wrapping it around that knee and bringing it across. But I'm still using this hand to pull it in. My spine is long, my head towards the ceiling. Tons to think about, I know. We're breathing into it and release it. Okay, we got one more. I feel this. I don't know about you, but I feel this. All right, are we ready? Let's bring that knee in. This hand is going to come around that leg, and we're going to squeeze. That knee is kind of across the body, crown of the head to the ceiling. We're squeezing that leg into our body. One more breath and release. All right. So let's let that blood flow again. Let's go ahead and grab a little sip of water. One of the things you might find after twisting classes or digestive classes where we're really focusing on the digestive system, sometimes you might get a little queasy. It happens. And so just, be sure and drink a lot of water throughout the day and just flush all of that out. It's all good. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is just a seated twist. We have done this one a few times, so you should be pretty familiar with it if you've done some of my other classes. If you haven't done a class, don't worry. I'm going to take you all the way through it. It's just fun. So we're going to stay with our legs facing forward, okay? We're going to take our left hand and we're just going to place it on the outside of that right knee. We're going to take our right hand and we're going to put it behind our seat on the chair. Lift the crown of the head to the ceiling. Take your right shoulder, bring it back, turn and look over the back of your chair. So just a little twist. Be gentle though. Don't try to force anything. It's a gentle twist, and let's release it and face forward. All right? Let's do the other side. So I'm going to take this hand and I'm going to place it on the outside of that leg. This hand is going to come back on my chair. I'm going to take that shoulder, bring it back. Now I'm going to turn and look over the back of my chair. Just breathe into it. Do not force anything. One more breath and release. All right, very good. We're going to go into a couple of cat and cows. So we're going to place our hands on our thighs, belly button to spine, round the shoulders, tuck the chin, look at your belly button. Now we're going to lift up and we're going to grab the back of the chair and open up that heart. All right, let's do that again. Round it down, belly button to spine, look at that belly button. Lift it up, grab the back of the chair and open it up. We're going to do that one more time. Ready? Here we go. Cat pose. And we're going to lift up into our cow. And release it. All right. Everybody feeling pretty good? Okay, we're about to move on. So take that right knee and open it wide, okay? I'm going to take my left knee and I'm going to let it fall down towards the floor. So crescent lunge. We're familiar with crescent lunge, where we're going to be adding on today. So you remember, this can be where this leg is. It's like the knee down towards the floor. And if that works better for you, that's fine. But if you have it, it's available to you, see if you can push that foot back just a little bit. You're up on those back toes, which is just good for the feet, right? We're getting a little stretch into those toes, so we're getting double bang for the buck on this one. All right, are you feeling that stretch right there? Whew, right? All right, let's release it. And let's do that again. Ready? Okay. What we're adding on is we're going to move into a locust pose, a modified seated locust. So you're going to be looking over that front knee. Now, if you want to look at me just for a moment and kind of see what's going to happen, then you can look over that knee. So we're going to take the hand of the leg that's extended back behind us, okay? And we're going to take the palm and we're going to be pressing it back. The other hand is going to come up to the ceiling, all right? And the back of the hand is going to be pressing back. And then we're pressing. So I'm kind of sort of looking up. I'm pressing the hands back to the wall behind me. It creates a little bit of a back bend, a tiny back bend. We're not overdoing that, and then we're going to release it, okay? So how does that feel? Did you try it? You got a little sense of what it's going to feel like? Okay. So I don't know if you know locust pose on the mat, but you're basically on your belly and you're lifting your heart and you're lifting your legs up, right? So you're creating that kind of that boat feeling. So we're mimicking that in the chair. I love it. I think it's a great pose. All right. So here we go. Let's do it together. So I've already opened up my right knee. I've let my left leg fall down towards the floor. Okay. And if it's available to me, I'm going to go ahead and push that foot back behind me. I'm up on those toes. I'm lifting my heart up. I'm going to look over my front knee. I'm going to take my left hand, the hand of the leg that's extended back behind you. I'm going to take the palm and it's going to be pressing back. Now, this is not a huge movement. I'm not seeing how high can I get that arm. That's not what this is about, all right? I'm just giving myself a little bit of pressure here, right? You see that? Now, take that other arm, bring it up. Now, the back of the hand is, so I've got the palm of this hand in the back of this hand, right? And I'm opening. Oh, my goodness. There's that back bend. Do you feel it? We're breathing. One more breath and release and face forward. Did you feel it though here? Right? So we're really working into, so it's definitely a little bit of a back bend, but we're also working into the front side of these these muscles, which is generating a little bit of work into those organs. Okay? That's the idea. All right, so let's do the other side. We're going to take this knee, we're going to open it up nice and wide, and we're going to let this knee fall down towards the floor. So here's version 1. It's a great version. You can be right here, and it's just fine. If you have more availability in this leg, I'm going to push that foot back behind me. I'm lifting my heart, and I'm going to look over that front knee. Okay, I'm going to take my right hand, the hand that is the leg that's extended, palm is facing back, left hand is to the ceiling, palm is facing out, and then I'm going to open up. I'm looking sort of up, not really too much up, breathing into this seated locust pose. We're going to release it. Can we do that one more time? Let's do it. Shoulders are down, belly is tight, protecting that low back. Feeling the front of the body really tight. Right through here. One more breath and release and face forward. When I said right through here, you weren't looking at me, were you? You're like, I don't know what you're talking about. Right through here. So when I'm lifting up in that pose, this is where I'm feeling it. Okay? Well, I'm feeling my back too, but this is what I want you to feel this like tight. All right, we're going to do it again. Take that right knee, left knee to the floor. Push the foot back if you have that availability. Ready? Hand back, hand up, and give me that. Oh, yeah. Belly is tight. One more breath. Release it. Face forward. And the other side. We're going to open that knee. This knee is going to fall down towards the floor. We're going to push that foot back behind us. This hand comes back by the leg. The other hand up towards the ceiling. And I'm opening. I'm breathing. One more breath and release it. And face forward. How do you feel? Whew, right? I think that one's pretty intense. It's a pretty intense seated pose. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is called triangle. Now, actually, you know what we're going to do before we do triangle? We're going to do a seated child's pose, because so we've opened up this way. Remember what we do in yoga? A lot of times we'll do it one direction and we want to do it another direction. So what I want us to do now is, before we continue on with that opening through the gut area, let's fold in. So basically a seated child, we've done this one before if you were with me. We're going to let our heart come forward. We're going to, first of all, just place your hands here for a little bit of support, okay? And if you remember, this is more like a forward fold, right? So the difference between our forward fold and our child's pose is just simply what we want to do is let the belly kind of fall down between our legs, okay? You can keep your hands here for support, that's fine. But see if you can let your belly fall between your thighs, okay? We're breathing into it. We're going to let our head fall now. And we're just hanging out. We're going to take one more breath. And then we're going to roll up slowly. Okay? All right. Let's do that one more time. So remember, we're going to extend the spine long. We're going to let our heart fall forward. You've got your hands here for support. But see if you can let that belly fall a little bit more. Let your head fall. Don't hold your breath. It's kind of hard to breathe in this position, but just breathe. Ready? Roll it up slowly. All right. Whew. So we kind of got that counter stretch in there. All right. Now we are going to move into a triangle pose, Trikonasana. So as we move into our triangle pose, what's super important is to remember our grounding. So we're going to kind of go through that one more time just to make sure that we've got our feet grounded to the earth, okay? And that we've got those sits bones grounded to the chair, and we're equally weighted. So just go ahead and connect again with this. It's a mountain pose is basically what it is, right? I know our hands aren't in the air, but it's a seated mountain pose. And we're rooted. We feel that those feet just really rooted down. Okay. All right. So what you're going to do, we're going to start with our right leg. Okay. All I want you to do is heel toe this leg out 2 times. That's it. Just 2 times. Now take your toes and I want them at a diagonal. Okay. If the pointy part of the chair is just right in the wrong place, maybe you want to move a little bit further up in your chair, right? That's certainly an option. So it doesn't dig into your leg is all I'm saying. All right, so I've got this leg nice and firmly grounded. I've got this foot at the diagonal. All right, so the next thing I want you to do is we're going to keep our hips right where they are. The sits bones stay right where they are. What I want you to think about is moving your rib cage to the right. Do you see what I'm doing there? Right? It's not really the hips, it's the rib cage. Let me do that one more time. You see that? It's just the ribs is all that's moving. This sits bone is still down. This foot is still grounded. None of this is lifting up. Okay? Come back center. All right. Do you feel that? Does that feel okay? All right. Let's do that one more time and then we're going to add on. So bring those ribs over. Got it? Let's add those arms. There we are in a version of triangle pose. One more breath and bring it up and release. Okay? We will be adding on our triangle pose in other classes, but for this one today, right now, we're going to stick with just this version. Okay? We're going to do that one more time. Remember, you always want to extend the spine long first, right? Can we go ahead and do the arms? And now the ribs. Do you see that? Oh, yeah. One more breath. Come back center. Bring those hands down. And heel toe that foot back in. Okay, we're going to do the other side. So we're going to take this foot and we're going to heel toe it 2 times. And then we want that foot to be at a diagonal. Okay? The knee is in alignment with the toes. This leg and foot are grounded to the earth. My sits bones are grounded to the chair. They do not move. What's moving is the rib cage. Are we ready? Let's just do the ribs without the arms first. Just move those ribs over. It's hard. I mean, it isn't a difficult thing physically to do, but it's very hard to get that connection and not the whole hip want to move, right? So I get it. Let's come back center. We're going to do that one more time. Just the ribs. We're isolating just that center of the body. Do you feel the stretch happening over here though? All right, let's come center. Now we're going to do that again. Extend the spine long, belly button to spine. Bring those ribs over, and then let's add the arms. Eventually, we'll be adding, those arms will be coming down towards the floor. There's all kinds of different things we're going to be doing, but we're going to start right here. Let's come back center, bring the arms down. Now this time, we're going to reverse it. We're going to put the arms out first. And now, bring those ribs over. Do you feel it? Is this hip bone, sits bone still down? Is this foot still grounded? Don't let them come up. One more breath. And come back center. And down. Bring that foot in. And sit back. Very good. How did that feel? Right? We did quite a bit of work right through the center of the body. We squeezed in, right? And we moved and we twisted. Okay, very good. Last thing we're going to do, I just want to do this stretch where our right hand is to the ceiling, our left hand is towards the floor. Grab the chair and lean. Now just turn and look up at the ceiling. One final little twist. Take that out, come up, and we're going to do the other side. So we're going to lengthen through first. Go ahead and let's start with that right hand down towards the floor. Feel that first. Now put that right hand on the chair and lean. It just gives you a little more support. Lets you get a little deeper into that sideways stretch, doesn't it? Let's turn and look up at the ceiling. Take that out and come up. Very good. Go ahead and sit back in your chair. Oh, no. You know what? Well, you know what? We're going to skip. No, let's not. I was about to say we'll skip our pyramid pose, but let's not, right? Let's not skip it. Okay, let's extend that right leg out, toes up to the ceiling. We're going to go a little long on this one today, but that's okay. Extend that spine long and let that heart come forward. So just a little stretch into that leg, the back of that leg. Letting that heart come forward, keeping that back flat. Let's come up, and we're going to do that one more time. Extend and hinge it forward. All right, very good. We got to do our pigeon. You can cross ankle to ankle if you like it, or you can cross ankle to knee. Let's lift the spine long and let that heart come forward. All right, let's rock our baby. And do that again. Lengthen through that spine. Let that heart fall forward, keeping the back flat. Feeling the stretch in that hip. And rock your baby. We got one more of those. Ready? Extend and hinge. All right, let's do the other side. Extend that leg long, toes to the ceiling. Lift and hinge. So we want to keep the back flat, letting the heart fall towards the thigh. And lift it up, and let's do that again. Lift and hinge. All right, let's go to that pigeon pose. Remember, you can always cross ankle to ankle if that feels better for you, or you're with me, ankle to knee. Lengthen through that spine, let that heart fall forward. All right, let's rock our baby. All right, let's do it again. Lengthen and hinge. All right, rock your baby. And last time. All right. Just letting that heart fall forward. And release it. All right, go ahead and sit back in your chair. Place your hands lightly on your thighs, palms facing up. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Sleep on it. Ask yourself a question before you go to bed and then set the subject aside. In the morning, you will have an answer. Your mind is always eager to answer questions, but if you try too hard, you diminish its power. You self-edit, you overthink, you introduce needless doubts. But there's a simple way to avoid those things, and that's to sleep on it. Your mind is still working while you are sleeping. The big difference is you're not interfering so much with that thinking. The answer you wake up with may not be what you wanted to hear, yet it will be authentic, well considered, and something you'll benefit from knowing. When something is particular has you perplexed, give your mind a chance to do its best work. Sleep on it, and wake up with a valuable new perspective. Drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Extend that left arm long. Flip the palm to the ceiling. Release it. Drop your chin towards your chest. Release it. Drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Extend the right arm long. Flip the palm to the ceiling. Release it. Bring your hands to your heart. Honoring one another, we say Namaste. Thank you so much for joining. Remember, click that subscribe button, leave me a comment on our YouTube channel, Bottoms Down Chair Yoga, and I will see you next time.